What is up, everybody? What's going on? Happy Monday. This is the Daily HiFi podcast, and got a special guest today, Corey Harrison, all the way from Kentucky, from Paducah Home Theater, right?
Paducah.
Yeah, that's your company.
You pronounced it right.
Hey,
wow.
I got it. I got it.
What's up, Chana?
And then there's Joe. What's up? So yeah, Corey is actually here in Mammoth to snowboard. he came to snowboard. And I was just like,
snow over there?
This is the coolest town. I can't believe this guy lives here. we got to pay big bucks and fly all day to get here. And he's just like, oh, I'd live on the slopes. No big deal. Oh, it's great up here.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Definitely. I mean, it has its ups and downs. Joe knows if I need to get anywhere, I gotta I'm always complaining to Joe. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you need a USB cable. You just go to Best Buy. There's no Best Buy? Where's your Best Buy?
Best Buy is Carson City, Nevada.
And how long does that take?
It's a 2.5 hour each way.
Oh man. See, I would just call and have somebody deliver it to me if I needed it.
Doesn't Amazon do the the drone deliveries now? They just drop it by.
Oh, that would be awesome. That's what you guys need. Yeah. Oh. Hold on.
Yeah, we are here. We're hanging out in
Slopes has its ups and downs. Yes, it does.
Slopes. Where is it? There it is.
Oh, look, he's all prepared. He's got the.
Yeah, I brought
ready to go.
I brought everything, ladies and gentlemen, to make this happen. I was just like, because Corey hit me up. He's like at what, 1:30,
Probably
somewhere around there. He's like, I've been snowboarding all day. I was like, oh crap, okay. I'm like, oh well, there's a show at 4:00. Maybe we just do the show over at your hotel room. I'm like, you're gonna be okay on camera? He's like, oh yeah. Like, I got my laptop too. I'm like, okay, cool. We run 2 laptops if we need.
Yeah. So speaking of the show, I went to just to pop in real quick, say what's up to SVS over there. So the show is just happened, I guess. Yeah, it just happened this weekend. Yeah, I wasn't really there for the actual event. I was just there because, I wanted to see how magic beans work. There you go. Somebody asked how many times I'd mentioned that today.
It's gonna be a bet. It's like a drinking game.
Yeah,
when you see magic beans take a drink, you're not gonna make it through the podcast.
well, typically, shows the rooms they might not be good, or you might get lucky and you might have a great show.
Yeah.
Great room.
Plenty of shows, right?
Oh yeah. some of those rooms, there's just no fixing. There's top manufacturers that put stuff in, and people were just like, their fingernails on a chalkboard. Like these are top manufacturers. So yeah, that doesn't do him any favors sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works out, but I'm not gonna name any names. But
you gotta be ready. If you're gonna do an event, you're gonna pay money, you're gonna show off your speakers. People are there to kind of get an idea how it sounds. Get an idea is what but if the room could really mess things up. So
yeah,
that's still your responsibility. If you're a manufacturer or dealer, you have to come prepared. So Magic Beans is Corey. If you don't know, it's an app that I'm coming out with that helps people find the specific target curves that they're supposed to use for their systems. Nice. A lot of times you'll do a calibration that says it gives you what do you want to set the target curve to? And people are like, I don't know, Harman target. I don't know. There's a line that
there's a slide, and they start playing with it.
But that makes a big difference as far as how your overall system sounds. So the app determines what the correct curve is. And so I wanted to try that out. Unfortunately, they were kind of rushing because they had all these different obligations. And so, yeah, I had 20 minutes. I'm like, I can't do your speakers in 20 minutes considering, and they didn't have multi-QX also. Mm-hmm. So I said, let me just show you kind of the process, and I'll do it on 2 speakers. This here left and right speaker. And I'll kind of give you an idea how it sounds. And they were like, all right, cool. And I'm like, yeah, but you're gonna have to change it back. You can't show a 5.2 system and only have 2 speakers that are
calibrated. Yeah.
Using the graphic EQ on the Denon.
What was it? Was it a Denon 6700 they had?
6700H.
Usually what they bring. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe next time I'll have more time. It's funny because after I was, they were rushing. They had their podcast to do. Their happy hour. So across the way there was what was it? It was RSL.
Oh, the Speedwoofer people?
Yeah, the speed. Yeah, so across the way, I'm like, I just went to say what's up to them, and I just told them, yeah, I came from SVS, just did some calibration. Like, oh yeah, is that something you could like? Do you charge for that? Like, they're like, you want to do some calibration? I'm like, no, I can't. I'm about to head out. That might be a good idea, huh?
Yeah.
Like prior to the show, be like,
you should go to the shows.
This time to this time, if you want me to come and calibrate,
calibrate
real quick.
Dude.
Hey,
that would make everybody's experience better, actually. If you can try to tame, but then if you don't like a certain company and they're
exactly,
you make it even sound worse.
Oh no. That's horrible. No, I gotta say, I gotta keep it in my work, right? If they say, yeah, Joe tuned this, be like, oh man, that guy sucks.
Yeah,
he doesn't know how to tune stuff. No, it's got to be good. Do you think that's cheating though? What do you think about that, Corey? If you go to a show and then, somebody does calibration, I mean, to me, it makes sense to try to make your stuff sound the best it possibly can. But I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't think it's cheating at all. We calibrated. I actually helped run the Pearlescent room, and we calibrated. Basically, the guys from Pearlescent, Eric, Dan, Lars was there too. They spent a lot of time calibrating, and of course, they came out. Not a single person complained about that room. It was one of the best rooms. Look anywhere, people say that's one of the best rooms at Axpona. They spent a lot of time calibrating, so
those speakers are great already. So that's a great place to start. Just having great speakers. I know you sell Pearlescent.
Well, let me back up a little bit. They spent the most time calibrating the subwoofers. So Pearlescent has some really good capabilities with that, and of course, being at a high-end 2-channel show. The last thing they wanted was to have subs that sounded like, you're sitting at a stop sign and, some G-Rod rolls up and rattles your windows. So they spent a lot of time making those subs disappear, and it really paid off.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I was telling the guys over there at SVS. I'm like, it'd be funny because people are expecting them to be the home theater guys. They're going to play loud and show off the subs because they sell subs, show a movie that shows off the subs. But I'm like, it'd be funny is do what you normally do. And then go and play the audiophile music that the other people are expecting and have it sound way better. That might be interesting. So yeah, I think were they doing the Storm Audio? Because a lot of times they've been partnering with Storm Audio and showing Dirac Art, Storm, or was it just
no? Well, I forget what all they did, to be honest. That whole weekend was a whirlwind. So, like I said, most of what they were doing was actually the subwoofers. So,
that's probably like the biggest thing, though, is to just dial in the subwoofers, especially was it a bigger room?
No,
compared to this hotel room.
This was a pretty good sized room. It was it was definitely not. It was a little smaller
than this. This I think is probably like a 700 square foot room.
But yeah, off the top of my head, you mentioned those audiophile songs. Part of the reason everybody plays those songs is that it sounds good on everything. So it's like you have to try really hard to make certain thing. Niles Lofgren, like Keith Don't Go, like you have to try really hard to mess that up. So people just find something that sounds cool and they wear it out. So.
It's funny is sometimes they'll play something that I've never heard. I think I know a lot of different types of music, but they might play something where I have no idea what it is. So I'm like, I have no point of reference. I don't know if that's good or not. I've never heard that song.
The new hotness is that Bird song, and it's
Bird song.
Yeah, it's called Birds. I can't remember the name of it.
I
can't. I've got it on my phone. I try to.
That's the new hotness. I like that.
But,
it's the new hotness. You know,
they just wore it
when
out.
we were at Joe, when we were showing at the show, like those Canto Tuts, and then the other one, Yellow, a song by Yellow was hot then, and everybody was asking me to play it. I'm gonna open up my title here and get you
like a Keeping Up with the Joneses says putting Pearlescent speakers in a room is a cheat code by itself. That's yeah, that's right. Yeah, I would love to check some out.
Here it is. Can you pronounce that?
Dominique feels Fifi Ami.
Oh yeah, I heard that song. Yeah, here, reference on those.
Oh, here is it playing right now? What?
Yeah, don't play that because
we're
gonna get kicked off like last time.
Oops.
I know. I can't believe we got kicked. I think I might have taken this off. It's a Yellow song. I don't know. I'll find it later.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know about those events. I get irritated. I'll be honest. I have to be honest. I get irritated at these events because like I know the systems are really expensive, and I want people to have a great experience. You know, if somebody's new to HiFi, I want them to go in and be like, "Wow, this is amazing." And some of the rooms are good, and then some of them are not so good. You know, and they have high price points, and if it's not great, you're kind of like, "Oh man, okay." Yeah, so I wish every room would sound just ridiculously awesome, but it's hard.
It's a level playing field, right? Like at least can we do that?
How's that?
Like level the playing field, have all of the rooms sound good.
Yeah.
You know, if we level the playing field, everybody using this bird song, you know,
it's like a standard song, standardized.
From room to room, you would actually be able to hear the differences in the speakers, because otherwise it's just completely arbitrary. We're just going right. Like, how am I going to tell the difference between speaker A, you know, Pearlescent brand X, you know, those big, there were these big washing machine size speakers, right? Big box with this big giant horn on there. I'm like, oh, this is like, you know, if it was like caveman Klipsch, like it was the ugliest looking thing, and it was like 10 grand a pair, and I'm like, oh, this sounds like garbage, dude. Like, are you kidding me? But yeah, if they could level the playing field and have every room, like that's what I think they should do for a show, right? They should have somebody have like a tuning expert go into each room and kind of, you know, level it out, right? Level playing field, so that when you go from room to room, speaker system to speaker system, you could get a good like comparison of the two, or 5. I don't know.
You wouldn't think this would work like this, but I keep hearing over and over that the big rooms downstairs are actually the worst sounding rooms.
The big rooms. You mean the
like the big ballroom.
The big ballrooms. Oh yeah.
Mini ballrooms. I don't know what you call them. But,
yeah.
Some of those exponents like real hard to work with apparently.
Yeah. I don't know. I just had the idea. That's why I posted on my YouTube channel. I was kind of curious, like who's in SoCal? What percentage of my audience is in SoCal? And who, if not, who would be willing to come to SoCal? Because I'm like, man, I just want to show off some system. I want to tune some speakers, show them off, and it doesn't seem like it would be too hard to set something up. Just like, even a small event, maybe at a I don't know, HiFi shop or something like that. I don't know, but I just want to set up some speakers. They don't have to be expensive. I don't even care. You know, I'll show off the monolith ones. I don't care. But I want to set something up, let people come in and hear it. Just because, I think I can make it so people would have a very, very good experience. Yeah. So anyway,
we got Aaron chiming in. So Aaron is also on the show, but he's not here. He says, "Hey Corey, I'm from Owensboro. My dad is from Paducah."
Oh, sweet. What's up, man?
What's up, Aaron?
Hello, Kentucky.
He's driving right now, so.
Yeah, and he stopped at a charging station. Those Teslas. You know, those Teslas, you gotta charge them up. You know, speaking of charging, I picked up something the other day. I want to put it up on screen here. Ekron E3000. Yeah. Go. Share screen. Boom. I got, which one is it? This bad boy here. You guys see this? So purchased June 1. So this came in the mail, and this, I ran 4 hours of my wedding setup with this guy and it was at, it still had 38% juice left.
Wow.
So
how heavy is that thing?
It's pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy, not gonna lie. What does it say here? I think, I mean, I put it on a cart and just kind of wheeled it around.
Can you charge a Tesla on
it? Can I charge a Tesla on it? I don't know. Maybe Aaron, you need to grab one of these guys and just be like on the road, on the go charging. That would be cool.
I was trying to think of who else I knew from Owensboro. I think I'm thinking about Tyler Acoustics. I think they're still on. Make these giant 7-foot tall monstrosities. Have you seen those?
No. What is it called?
Tyler Acoustics. Tyler something. I think they're from Owensboro. Yeah, there you go.
Tyler Acoustics.
Yeah, they make some cool stuff.
Let's see. All right, I got to put them up on screen here. Tyler Acoustics. Halo, Timekeeper, Highland. These all look pretty tall.
Yeah, they're a good size.
The Timekeeper.
They seem to be popular. I've never heard of them, but
oh, what is that? Oh, this is on the back. Look at that. 4,500. Is this each? Holy crap! Damn, Corey, you got some expensive taste, bud. I think there's a question for you, Corey. What do you think about the new Klipsch subwoofer line? Ooh,
they're legit. They just are. So everybody's scared of the new, the amps, but they fixed all that. Honestly, I wouldn't worry about it whatsoever. The SPL line, they got the return rate down. I mean, it's the same as any other manufacturers, but what they did on this new line with this RP series, and it doesn't sound like much, but they did a lot of work with the limiters. And with the limiters, you've got a couple of choices. You can just limit the speaker or the subwoofer and keep it from blowing up. So if you feed it a strong 20 hertz signal, you can put a limiter on there and keep it from, just blowing itself up. But then what happens when you play louder? What happens when you play that same level, but the frequency raises to 60, 80, 100, or whatever? With the old Klipsch, it sounded very colored. And what happened was that those limiters that kept it from going overboard at 20 hertz wasn't actually doing anything up high. So they just let it run wild. And the argument was that, people get more SPL. But the problem was that most people, I won't say most, a lot of enthusiasts try to get every single drop of bass out of it, and they turn it up too much. And they max those limiters out quite a bit. So what happens is that when you got one level at 20 hertz and then the frequency changes, all of a sudden it gets way louder and it sounds very colored. They fixed all that with the new stuff. Also, if you notice just the sheer size of the cabinet, the old ones were trying to hit certain specs, certain size.
They were pretty very cubey and just like the driver, there wasn't too much on the sides outside the driver.
Right. The 15 I think was just simply undersized. And
you think so?
Yeah, it just between that and the DSP limiter issue, I feel like it sounded very colored a lot of times. So you can see these third-party frequency responses where it's going 20, 30, and then it just keeps rising. It's got this big peak at 120 hertz. Subwoofers shouldn't do that. The new ones are legit. So we actually got one of the ones. It was a prototype before it was announced. I ran it for 5-6 months. I was just full blast. I mean, I would even demo it for customers, but I had a cover over the top of it, like a little blanket. They thought they were listening to SVS. So I had a PC 4000 set up next to it.
Okay.
I was running the Klipsch just to see what people would do. So,
that's hilarious.
Anyway,
That's hilarious.
Hey, did you introduce Corey as far as like what he does and all that?
No. Okay, yeah. So my bad. So for those of you that don't know Corey Harrison, he runs Paducah Home Theater, and then he was actually sending me a bunch of Klipsch speakers to review years ago. And then now you've got a shop, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody like about your shop and like all the stuff you guys carry and stuff like that? Or
yeah,
not all. You guys got guitars.
Oh yeah,
like musical instruments, all kinds of stuff.
So I guess my dream is to have like a all-in-one massive audio shop.
Okay.
You've got your guitar shops, you've got your pro audio shops, you've got home audio shops. But what if all that was in the same roof? That's my end goal. But so anyways, yeah, we started branching out into guitar stuff. So we were dealer for Dean, Schecter, Breedlove's, Larave's, Marshall, all that good stuff. We're working on some others that I'm not at liberty to state just yet. But yeah, also we're under the same roof. We're operating Paducah Home Theater. We've been there at that location for 2-3 years now. So it's I actually get more out-of-state people than local people. So I'd starve to death if I had to rely on local people. But we get a lot of people who are like, "Hey, I'm in Nebraska. I'm driving to Florida. Let's stop at Paducah."
Okay,
it's pretty cool that we've got that kind of reach.
And you've got like you got Pearlescent in the shop.
We got Pearlescent, Q acoustics, of course, all the Klipsch,
and like the heritage Klipsch. Do you have any big boy Klipsch stuff like those?
Oh yeah,
you sent me
Jubilees.
Those. You have Jubilees in the shop.
Oh my gosh, K-horn. We got everything.
K-horns. Because I remember you sent me the Cornwall 4s. My God, those were so big. I can't imagine speakers bigger than those things. And you got those in the shop, those big ass ones.
Yeah, we hired a moving company to get them in, and they still struggled. So there's an art to it, I guess. But,
yeah, no, totally.
But yeah, they're over 400 pounds each. It's just nuts.
Cool.
You would not believe the bass. It's just people don't believe that they can hit 18 hertz. Yeah,
the Jubilees.
Yeah, it's not. It's crazy, really.
Those things are huge. Speaking of moving stuff, Aaron says, Corey, do you happen to know a UPS driver? And he corrected himself. He said
Thomas Peak.
Thomas Peak.
No, my guitar shop, Rusty used to work for FedEx. He knows all the drivers in town. He probably does, but yeah, I don't. Plus, I talk to like 50 people a day, and I can't remember everybody's names. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Real quick, I just want to mention, what day is it today? It is the 12th. So next Monday, if everything goes as planned, we should have Ed Mullen from SVS on. So just a quick shout out. Make sure to tune in. Make sure you're subscribed.
That's right. That's right. We're going to talk some calibration, right?
Yep.
We're going to talk about magic beans.
No, we can do that in an after show.
Well,
after show, if you want to, there's the after show. After show, if you want to join the after show, we stay over there and we talk all kinds of stuff. And those guys get a good deal, actually. They get hooked up on a lot of stuff. So
just FYI, not going to do the after show. Corey and I are going to hit the bar downstairs after this. Just so everybody.
I mean, you could stream from there if you want.
We were trying to actually. We were trying to set up, and he's like, "Is there enough light in here?"
It was really dark.
I was like, "Oh no, I forgot to bring a light. I brought all this equipment. I forgot to bring a light." But this hotel, I mean, it's still bright until like 8 o'clock. Dude, I was DJing a wedding on Saturday, and dancing started at 7:15, open dancing, and the sun is still up till like 8:30, 8:45, and I had these people raging while the sun was still up. It was so wild. It was so wild. They were having so much fun. Anyway,
hey, did you see our new merch, Shauna?
Oh yeah,
I don't know if it shows up down below, but we got you can go to shop.dailyhifi.com. And if you don't want to click on those, there's actually more than what shows up down there. But I think it looks pretty cool.
Oh, yeah,
if you
here
want
we
to join,
go.
represent for the Daily Hi-Fi crew.
That's right. We got our merch.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. So
And then I bought a hoodie whenever it gets here. It gets here. But I bought a hoodie. Boom. These look legit.
All right. Let's see. Yeah.
I got it up. Boom.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. All right.
Look at that. Looking fresh.
Nice.
That's on the back. It's on the front. It just looks kind of,
Yeah, I like the stripes on this. It's like we're in the club. It's like I gotta earn my stripes, right? You gotta earn your audio stripes over here.
We already had some people pick some up, so thank you to the folks who picked some merch up.
Yeah, and it was Paul's idea. Paul was like, "Hey, I'll wear that."
Yeah, he wants to wear it. Yeah, I don't care where you wear it, but it was somebody's idea, so I just made some merch real quick. So
they made them real quick. That's awesome. I got some new merch coming out too.
Somebody was asking me SVS versus Klipsch.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Man, that always puts me in a weird position because I sell both and I love both, and I don't want to offend either one. So I'm just going to say they're performance-wise, it's going to be similar. There was a recent video. I can't remember who did it. I think it was some competitor, but basically the response was all over the chart. Of course, it was in room.
So they did a comparison between the Klipsch?
Yeah, but it was in room, and there was some wonky stuff going on, and I don't know. I keep planning on. We live on a golf course, and there's no better place to actually test subs. It's way out in the country. There's no trucks going by. I mean, there's no anything within 100 yards or something.
That could be picked up by the microphone or anything.
Yeah. So as soon as I stop running all over the place snowboarding, then what I'm going to do is go back home, wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to test both of them. And it should be. So I've been talking to Jay at Klipsch. He's the engineer that actually made the new RP series, and he's got me a list of equipment that's. I mean, most people are just going to get the USB mic and call it good. So he was going to try to help me get some better, tests. So hopefully I can get a better answer in at some point. The only thing I will say about SVS is that, I do like their warranty, if nothing else. So it's transferable. That's a little, that does give you a little bit of advantage, but performance wise, just give me a little bit of time. And I want something legit and not something that's all over the place and debatable.
You don't want your test to be like every audio show.
Yeah,
in a random hotel room ever, right?
Are you planning on doing like CEA or CEA 2010 measurements? I don't know if they call it CEA or CTA now.
I hope to work with Jay and get him to be as legit as possible. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. No, that's cool. I mean, I'm doing update for here. Let's take that off of there.
Yeah.
Update for my subwoofer situation. So when I was down in LA, so last weekend I went down to visit my mom. I had Joe came over. We had dinner or whatever. And I kept getting these calls from Sasha, like, "Hey, how do we turn the subwoofers on? We want to listen to this music." And I'm like, oh, because they're so Joe, this is interesting because you brought this up. They are casting or streaming or whatever from the phone to the TV, right? And then they're going eARC to the receiver. And I told them to put it on Oro 3D because I knew that everything would be like it has the magic beans in it and da da da. Yeah. They're like, it won't say that. And I'm like, it won't say that. And Joe found out that you can't run because you did a calibration for Fred.
Yeah.
You can't run the Oro 3D through eARC or something.
I don't know if we got it working somehow, but maybe not. Maybe not. I just remember the first time we tried it, they just wouldn't allow it when he was running eARC. He's like, I don't see the option.
Right. Oh, yeah. So they couldn't either. And so it turns out the second subwoofer started dying. The
Oh no.
Yeah. So what's up with that? 3-year warranty? Boom. Both amplifiers and both subwoofers are dying. So I'm looking for a new subwoofer. And SBS very graciously were like, hey, we'll send you whatever you want for so I've got a Pearlescent. What do I need? Pearlescent is I knew you were gonna say that. It's actually already at the house. I'm waiting. JTR just got back to me. So hopefully I can get one of those in. And I'm thinking about Rhythmic. I know a lot of people in the chat here are telling me to go with Rhythmic.
You need 2 D215s.
That one, the dual 15. See, they don't have that in stocks, so I don't know. We'll see.
I got 2 demos.
You got 2 demos?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. How'd you get a demo? Are you selling them now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, I just need to talk to Corey. Shit.
I'm pretty. I'm pretty sure I stock more Pearlescent than most anybody.
Pearlescent. I got the single 15. I thought you were talking about the Rhythmic because they make a dual 15 also. But yeah, the one thing people have been telling me to look into are the new Klipsch line of subwoofers. So maybe
they're legit.
Yeah, maybe I can get one from you. Yeah, and make some videos. So yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out which subwoofer I want to have in my room, and with magic beans, take a shot. What do you call it? I think I already know what's going to happen. Joe already kind of know. You already know what's going to happen too.
Of course.
Like if the subwoofer is capable enough, it should be. They should perform pretty much all around the same amount. Now, of course, the pricing is going to be totally different on a lot of these things. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. And of course, it's going to be in room, and I'll take some measurements, but it's going to be in room. It's not going to be, out in the wilderness. I mean, we got plenty of wilderness, but there's no flat land here at all. The mountains do look pretty nice. This is a really awesome view.
It's gonna be awkward hauling subs up Mammoth. take them up on the lift kit.
When those Cornwalls arrived, it was snowing balls.
That would make a great photo shoot, though.
Yes,
one of those new Klipsch 1600s on the chairlift.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll get some Klipsch in the running too.
Yeah, what's interesting is I recalibrated my system.
Mm-hmm.
Have to test Magic Beans. So the app is really close. It's really close to getting ready for beta testing for the public. And so I redid my whole system, and I realized, I had to test different methods because we export in different ways. I was testing it with Odyssey Multi-Q-X, and I realized that it was doing some weird stuff. So, yeah, I talked to the guys at Odyssey, but basically, long story short is if you take their measurements like you normally would, right? It does all the measurements. And then if you wanted to apply your own target curve using PEQs that you'd import
on the app, right?
Yeah, on the Multi-Q-X app, the $200 app, not the $20 one, the $200 one on Windows. If you import your PEQs from REW, the output is not what you would expect. And so that's what I was testing for hours. I imported some PEQs that would make it a flat line, and then you'd expect, the output should be target curve flat, and it wasn't. So I emailed them this morning to say, hey, what's up with this? And so we'll see. That would be a win for everybody if they were able to resolve that, just because I don't know how many people would do some of the, like we said before, I don't know who's doing some of the crazy testing that we're doing. You put the filters in, it shows you that it's going to be flat. So you're just like, that's probably going to be flat. But you have to measure afterwards and see, is it doing what we expected? And sometimes it doesn't. And maybe they didn't get a chance to do the test. So yeah, we're doing the testing for you guys to figure out what's working, what's not working. And yeah, that's all it is. Sometimes you got to just put in the time and actually do work.
Yeah.
Not saying that they are not doing work. I'm just saying that I'm the crazy one that do these weird tests.
You're doing all this extra stuff. Joe's just extra. Yeah.
You know me. I don't know how you feel about measurements, stuff like that, Corey, but recently, Aaron, he just did a review of the Polk Audio, and I was hoping he'd be here so we could talk about it. But he did a review of the Polk Audio R200, the Reserve series, and we reviewed that when it first came out, right, Jana?
Yeah, you took measurements of that when it first came out.
Yeah, and I do measurements, and he did his measurements on the Klipsch, so of course, extremely accurate. And I was like, man, that is it's not what mine was doing. He was saying it didn't have good bass, and I was like, man, out of all the bookshelf speakers that I have, like these have the most bass because they're pretty big.
Mm-hmm. They're pretty solid.
Pretty big for bookshelf speakers. I was like, man, that's weird. Like just showing different things. So I went and I remeasured mine yesterday, and it had a different response. Like, so I don't know exactly what was happening there, but I also emailed the guys at Polk Audio to figure out what's happening there, and hopefully they get back to me. But it's one of those things where it's good that more people are doing measurements, because I think it actually would be good if most just normal users were able to do measurements just to make sure. Did you get a good speaker? Maybe you got a bad speaker. It happens. Maybe something got damaged in shipping. Who knows?
Maybe.
So it's kind of useful to
one of those weird, one of those little weird ring radiator things where it's like all like bent on one of the ones I had. Yeah. So, and it was from their like Atmos module. So it wasn't like any of the bigger speakers that I was actually reviewing. I didn't really review the Atmos module. It's just a matching module, right?
I was going to say that you broke it. Remember the Vanity one where it's like, you broke that, bro. You broke it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Denial.
Denial. Yeah, man. So anyway, I'm interested in hearing, because looking back, I was looking at some of the forums and some other people were saying, yeah, these speakers don't sound like these reviewers made it sound like. And so it's kind of tricky, because it goes back to, for me, if I say something's good, I expect people to have a good experience, or to sound similar to what I described and what the measurements show. But when they say, hey, this is not what you described here, it kind of makes, it reflects on me too. And that's why I'm happy to have some measurements. But hey, I remeasured them. They measure and sound the same as what I said they sounded like. But then years ago.
They come out? Those were like 2 or 3 years ago.
I think it looked like 2021.
Was it? No, wasn't it
before earlier? COVID? Maybe it was earlier than that.
I think it was before COVID.
Yeah, it could have been
BC, before COVID.
BC.
That's the new BC.
So it's just that's a interesting thing, because who knows what happened. Some people are saying, maybe they changed it. Maybe it was a bad batch. That happens, know.
One interesting thing that happened was when the new Pearlescent, like the S7T towers came out, they were sending them out to reviewers, and one guy was doing some measurements, and they literally measured within like half a dB of everything that came out of the factory. It was almost identical. So I don't think that's normal.
Yeah, right. So they must have changed something. Could they have changed something in manufacturing to make that would have an effect on the frequency response? I mean, that's the biggest question. Because if it's something that, like, if it was before COVID, let's say it was 2019, right? And then now we're in 2023. Are the newer ones? There was a whole parts shortage thing, there was a DAC fire, there was all this nonsense going on, and everything tripled in price. So maybe something that they used was like tripled or quadrupled in price, and they had to find some sort of.
I've seen crossovers change in the middle of they're supposedly the same speakers. Like, you get a different network. I've seen woofers be outsourced to a different manufacturer. Who knows if it's the same. So it's theoretically possible.
Well, what do you think about that? Let's say if they make a change, I feel
they tell you? Should they tell everybody?
I feel like they should
call it like the
kind of like a change log, like if there's a firmware update, here are the changes that we made. I know they don't do that for hardware, but I kind of feel like
.2, right? It's like the .1, .2, .3.
Yeah, like different versions. I don't know. I don't know how to approach that. But I just think that they should let people know when something has changed that would change the sound, and call it a different version.
Right, right. They did that with synthesizers a lot. With especially with Dave Smith instruments, which is they would have the Prophet, right? 8 analog, 8 polyphonic analog synthesizer. You can play 8 notes at a time, right? And then they had the Rev 2 because they changed the oscillators. So when you change the oscillator, that's the sound generator. So if you were to be, you're at your friend's house or you're at the music store or whatever, and you're checking out this, oh, I like this one. And then you go, later on buy it and you're like, oh, this is the Rev 2. That's why it sounds different. You're trying to play things, and trying to make the exact same sound, and it's slightly different because they changed the the oscillators, which are the tone generators. So yeah, slight little things can make it change. I don't know. We'll see. Are you going to get a new pair? How about what if Andrew? What if Aaron sends you his and you measure and you get the same thing? Then they're like totally and you swap with the other. You do another collab video. I got these when these released. This is how they measure, and now, boom, Aaron got a new pair, and this is how they measure.
Yeah,
what's up?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but I just thought it was interesting the fact that people had measurements was how we could say for sure. Not like this is different. Otherwise, it would just be like, oh, that guy must have been lying when he said that it had a lot of bass. Like, no, I'm playing the same song. I played the same song that he said didn't have bass. I recorded it and I put it in our group chat. And I used the U mic and I recorded. I'm like, this thing has a lot of bass. It's like the opposite. It had a lot of bass. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting thing that happened there. That's not something that usually happens.
Normal. Yeah, that's not normal at all.
What else? Do we have any questions here that we can get at? Maybe we can.
There is a starred one here from Jamie W. I saw that Linus from Linus Tech Tips is building a home theater test studio as part of his labs. Any opportunity for a collaboration showcasing the spatial audio system?
What is he referring to exactly?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Maybe spatial toolkit. What is spatial audio system?
I don't know.
That's spatial audio. I don't know what that even means anymore.
I brought a disc for Corey here. He's like, oh, I know this. I was like, oh, okay. All right, good.
I'm gonna need another one. I hooked up RSL when I saw them.
Oh yeah. Oh right. Yeah. I mean,
they're like, I'm like, here, calibrate your system.
I'm gonna bring some to Audio Advice live.
Okay.
Just have them in my satchel. I'm just like, what up? If anybody's cool, if they're not cool, they get the.
Oh,
they don't get anything.
So people gotta come and find you and try to say.
They gotta find me. Say what's up. They gotta know the secret handshake.
Oh, the secret handshake. What is it gonna be? Let's say it now.
What's it gonna be? I can't tell you.
Well, you can say it here, and then they have to be somebody who watches to know the handshake. Otherwise, no.
The one on road trip. Remember that?
I wait. Which one was that? The one where
they go to the fraternity.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's a good one.
Yeah. What other questions we got here? You guys can ask your questions here, and we'll do our best to answer them.
Yeah,
I kind of like that part because people surprise us with like
random stuff. Yeah, exactly. Keep us on our toes. Do you have anything that you want to plug about your shop or anything like that?
Oh goodness. Everybody go to PaducahHomeTheater.com and buy everything possible. We've implemented a great rewards program. If you buy on the site, you basically get 10% back. So there's some things we can't discount, lots of stuff. So we'll be adding a lot more Pearlescent stuff here very soon. But yeah, we stock all the Klipsch heritage. We stock all the SVS stuff. We've got pallets and pallets of Pearlescent. So we're good friends with Steve Jane at Fidelity Import. So we've got all the stuff that he carries. So we just picked up Gold Note, just really high-end amplifiers. They got a ton of turntables. We got Michelle Engineering turntables. Really cool stuff. That was actually, if you look at Steve Jobs, office, he had one of those like on a shelf. So pretty iconic.
Look at that.
They're not the easiest thing to set up, but
that does not look like
that gyro SE is the most popular. That's because those little gold things, they go around with a platter. So when it starts spinning, it's just really cool.
you get a little light show too.
Really,
so that's all, something to watch.
It's totally isolated too. It's like it's sitting on 3 legs, but those things are like spring loaded. And the motor is completely, you see how there's a space? The motor's completely isolated.
Oh, isolated over here, huh?
So, yeah, very nice turntables.
Yeah, no, definitely. With a price to match, too. Damn.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Corey. What do you have on your system? What kind of
What's
setup?
your system? Yeah.
What's your home?
Yeah, at home. Not at the shop. What does Corey have at
at your house? What did you choose to
I
put in?
use the Q Acoustics Concept 500s, and I do that because we're kind of weird in that we have like a Florida style house. We've got a lot of pastels, a lot of whites, a lot of neutrals.
Which one?
We got fish mount. Yeah, so we use that because it's freaking beautiful. Look at the white ones. So
hold on,
the fit and finish is just second to none. It's the 500. Those are the smaller 50s. It's the 500 that I have.
Okay, the 500.
But yeah.
Oh,
so look
ones.
at that. So
boom,
that looks just really good in our house, but also it's very comfortable. So our main living room is very reflective. We've got a lot of hard surfaces, and it's in a situation where we're not able to do the room justice with room treatments. So these are actually extremely comfortable. That the top end is rolled off a little bit, but it's a silk dome. So even in a reflective room, you can jam with them pretty good and super comfortable. We pair that with the English Acoustics tube amp. They can paint those in any color that you want. So basically what we did is I can't say the color name, but let's call it Robin Egg Blue. So it's a certain color you find on certain jewelry boxes. But
okay, got it.
It's really cool. But yeah, it's mostly.
So which color do you have?
We have the white ones.
So they're not on here, are they?
Are they not?
I don't think so.
Oh goodness, I'm slacking.
Oh wait, there they are.
Yeah. Just
damn, look at that.
Really
the ones that have the crazy stand when you have the bookshelf version, is that the one with like the weird?
Those at the shop. Yeah, those are neat because those are the 300s right there. Those things wobble around, so it's just completely isolated from the floor.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
show
if you put them on the stands, like it's got like a rubber mount and it just kind of wobbles around.
This thing right here, this stand right here.
Yeah, those stands.
So it's it wobbles.
Yeah, at least on the, I forget if these do, I think they do, but at least on the 300, you can take the top and just barely touch it, and the whole bookshelf just kind of wobbles around.
So is it like?
So everybody thinks it's broken. Yeah, I'm like, no, dude, it's not. Broken.
So it's meant to be like that. So it's just like it's isolated from the stand.
Isolated.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
There's no coloration going back to the floor, basically.
Yeah, so it's decoupled.
Yeah.
And these look pretty sexy though.
But yeah, that's my personal. That's one of my systems. Downstairs, we're putting in a system that, we've just now gotten the drywall up. Unfortunately, Paducah, Kentucky, and drywall contractors don't go together very well. So I've been having a real hard time with that.
You guys, if you guys know anybody that can help Corey out with his drywall in the Kentucky area.
So anyways, we've got we actually have 4 18s up front. We've got 4 SB 16 Ultras in the back. So it's going to be it's a JVC projector.
Wow.
Yeah, we've got Pearlescent everywhere. It's a Pearlescent. Surrounds.
I didn't know the Q Acoustics had so many models, man.
Those things are great.
I've only seen the bookshelves.
Well, the 3000 series, or see those 3020Is. That's got to be their most.
I reviewed those.
Everybody loves these things. So that's got to be their most popular. And the 3050Is are just little monsters. You'd be surprised with the, you know, for full MSRP is $1,100 at this point. You'd be really surprised what they can do. Yeah. So,
is this for each or a pair?
That's a pair.
Pair for
Yeah.
1,100.
So yeah, that's a really good bang for your buck. So,
yeah. Yeah, because when you pointed out the ones you have, I'm like, damn, I didn't know they've got $7,000 speakers.
Yeah, they do some cool stuff, like on the Concept 50s. I think that I get them all mixed up, but pretty sure those have like a gel in them, so it's almost like two enclosures, and it's got a gel that's sandwiched in between them. So
this stand thing's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's kind of just a modern design. It adds some stability, but it's cool looking.
That wouldn't fly in my house. I'd be like,
right.
Now it just makes it wider. Like I wouldn't be able to fit them. You know,
they even got seat-in ceilings. They got all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay, great. To look into some cute.
Yeah,
acoustics.
look at the Andrew Robinson. Like he was just gushing over those. So,
oh yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna mention that.
What other questions do we have here?
Let's see.
This guy's.
How is the sound quality of the Arcam compared to the Marantz? I mean, what is sound quality going to be from a receiver? What is it? It's going to be the DAC, right? And then the room correction. So I guess now that Marantz has Dirac and the Arcam already had Dirac, I guess I could do a comparison. But honestly, I can't really tell. Especially because I have the Marantz down in the living room, down in the studio, and I had the Arcam in the living room, and the Arcam got booted because it was having a HDMI handshake issue, and Sasha was trying to watch some football, and dude, you do not want to get in between Sasha and her football, so I had to just swap out the Arcam for the Marantz and just quickly connect it up so that she can watch the football game. Because it was like I had 5 minutes to make a decision. I was just like, okay, I could swap out because it just wasn't working. Nothing was happening. And it kind of like stopped turning on a couple of times. And I was just like, what is going on with this? I'm like, fuck it. Swapped it out. I'm like, hold on. And then she's like, I'll just watch it with the TV sound. I'm like, no. That's not happening in my home. You are not watching TV speakers. So I can't really tell you, Brian, about the sound quality. It would depend on a few different things. But hopefully I will be, be doing some more comparisons now that we're actually back in town. The whole month of May, we were gone every weekend. And the only weekend I was actually in town, I was DJing all 3 days. So I'm now getting back into swing of things. I've got a Magnetar video coming out soon. I got my Dolby Atmos mixing studio tour coming out. And I got a few other things. I got a new series. I'll tell you guys now. It's called Silly Audiophile Sayings. Okay. I've got a new series of videos. It's gonna piss a whole bunch of people off.
I'd watch it.
And it's gonna be funny. We'll talk down at the bar. I'll get some from Corey too. He's like, I hate it when these people say this shit. I'll write it down.
Hey, fast subwoofers.
Fast
subwoofers. That's we clown on that here and there.
What does that mean? I mean, I drove my subwoofers down the street. Is that fast? Is that what it means?
Goodness.
You should start delaying all the main speakers like more than the sub. So the sub hits before the other speakers. You're like, look at how fast the sub is. It before the other speakers even got the chance to play. Super fast.
Yeah, super fast. Look at you guys. But yeah, things like I honestly, I think with the way that AVR companies, like they did a good thing by giving you a 2-word opinion on the Magnetar. Buy it. But it's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird product because it will So I have a Zapedi and I have a Revon, and this new company Magnetar is distributed by the same people, and it kind of cannibalizes both of those older products. So it's kind of weird, right? The Zapedi, you know what a Zapedi is, right? The like movie server kind of thing, like a Kaleidoscape, but way cheaper. Right. And then you have to like buy the movie, rip it, put it on there, kind of thing. And then the Revon is your standard 4K Blu-ray player, Oppo UDP 203 clone. And so the Magnetar is actually a great file playback device. You can play ISO files, you can play BDMVs, standard MKV, M2TS, anything 4K HDR, it'll play via the network. And so that's kind of like a Zapedi, but then it's also a Blu-ray player like the Revon, but the Revon doesn't handle all of the like file playback. So it's kind of like a merging of those two things. So
all right.
Yeah.
When is that review coming out approximately?
I hope to have it out this week, man. I'm working on that. I'm working on some new songs. I'm working on a new Atmos mix. I am not sleeping for shit. And I'm trying to get all this stuff out.
Some new songs?
Oh yeah.
You're holding that on me. I didn't
know.
know.
Yeah, dude. I can play you one of them. I didn't bring my song hard drive. No, I didn't. But yeah, so I got a lot of stuff in the works. And on top of that, I got to DJ somebody's wedding ever so often. You know.
What's your DJ setup?
My DJ setup?
Is it cool?
Is it cool? Hell yeah, it's cool as shit, man. So I did so for those, do I have? I don't.
He's rocking Pearlescents.
Pearlescent, yeah.
Pearlescent for DJ.
I wish.
Hey, get a new type of certification, like wedding certified, THX wedding certified.
Yeah, wedding certified.
Outdoor official.
Right. Okay. Here, you can stop screen share, present screen share, Google Photos. Hopefully, there's nothing. So this is the white setup here. You guys see all that? Boom. So this is it. This is it right here. So this is an OLED screen because nothing but the best for my clients, right? and this is a.
Can you put like wedding pictures on it?
Yeah, if they want to, because I have a second laptop, right? So here's my main laptop. This is the one we're using right now. And then I have a second laptop down on the bottom running what's on the screen. And this is like a hand calligraphied drawn thing. I do custom. I don't do it. I mean, I pay somebody to do it for my clients. And then these are the RCF Evox J8s, and they are, I think, a couple thousand watts, I think. 12-inch down at the bottom and 8 2-inch drivers in the top. So it's like a line array, portable line array, they call it, you know. And the great, and they're offset. The tweeters are offset. So they'll do 130-degree dispersion, right? And I can stand in front of it and have a conversation with somebody else, like you and I can stand here and not you. I'm not going to bullshit everybody. It's not like you do have to talk louder. It's not like we can have like a regular conversation, but it's not like a direct point source speaker. From there, we have my movers. These things are expensive as hell. They're 300 watts. And then these foldable, what is it called? Totems. We call these things totems. And yeah, that's the main setup. And then this is the battery. I was running everything off of this for like 4 hours. That's my main concern is last year there was there were 90-mile-an-hour winds that knocked out I don't know if this will actually play the video because we're doing the live stream. But here's one of their favorite little snackies, their little what is this, grilled cheese and tomato soup. Tomato bisque or something like that. Nice. But yeah, the food there at Convict Lake Resort is always fantastic. Oh yeah, you should eat there. Are you leaving tomorrow?
I think so.
Oh, did you guys not see any of that?
No, I just took it off just in case.
Okay.
I don't know what you got going on over there.
Oh yeah, who knows what kind of photos
I don't know.
Google Photos, man.
Those line arrays are really popular for acoustic guitar shows. So
yeah, I actually when I told you I had my accident, right? And I had my foot my Achilles reconstruction surgery. So I still had to DJ, right? They were like, you're going to be non-load bearing for 2 months. And like after the first month, I had to start DJing at Main Lodge. And so my wife would help me get the equipment there. And then the sound guy would help just put, you know, there were like QSCs, you know, and so they had to put it on a speaker pole and stuff like that. So I was at home. I was like, what can I get where I don't have to lift something heavy above my head? And I started looking into all these line arrays because like EV makes them, you know, a bunch of different manufacturers, speaker manufacturers make them. But
yeah, it's cool. Like a solo acoustic guitar person can literally do one trip from their car, guitar in one hand, have the entire line array in the other hand. Like you're done. You're done.
You're done. Yeah. Yeah. No, they're super popular and they're loud, man. Like they, you know, with you know, I always say like, don't buy pro audio stuff for your home theater, right? Because really what they're all about is like coverage. You want to like cover a certain area. Detail, it's like a secondary thing with a lot of these speaker manufacturers, at least for pro audio. So it's funny to me to see people using pro audio stuff in their home theater for their what do you call it, 2-channel stuff. I always say keep them separate. This is made for this.
Jubilees would be bad about that, except that little 50-cent little phase plug. Did you hear about that?
No, what happened?
Well, they've got those big fat Celestion $1,000 drivers, right? Which would typically have really extreme throw. But you know what Roy did was basically, I guess they use a 3D printer, but they got this little phase plug that goes over the top of the compression driver, and it basically, instead of throwing out, it kind of shoots the sound out. That's in layman's terms. I don't know how it works, but
so they plug the center so you get a wider dispersion. Is that what you're saying?
That's the idea. The simple version of it. Yeah. So it would be probably more inappropriate for home use if they didn't have that.
Okay. Now, Techno Dad, did you open up the D15? No, it is still in the box. It arrived when I think we were in Arizona, and my teenager said this subwoofer is heavy, so he got it into the house on his own. But yeah, hopefully. Where do you buy the Magnetar? I believe Value Electronics has them, so you can check out Value Electronics, or you can buy from them directly. They have like Magnetar shop or something like that. You can buy directly. I think it's like $1,700, so it's not cheap. And that's the 800, the UDP 800. They just came out with the 900, which is $3,000. So it took everything the Oppo 205 had, even the like ESS Saber 9038 Pro DAC. Why I know that, I don't know. They have all of that in there. The one thing it doesn't have that people are still kind of crying about that the Oppo had was the HDMI input. So it doesn't have that, but otherwise it's pretty much the exact same thing as an Oppo. And it looks nice. The menu system is nice. All that stuff is nice. Does anyone have Klipsch's ear to ask them to give us some more speaker finish options? I don't know.
Where's
this question right here.
Oh.
Do you know?
On which ones though? It's like Heritage. What do you want? I can get you Makassar Ebony. I can get you Australian walnut.
How about some Brazilian rosewood or something like that?
Yeah, I can get you Brazilian koa. I would say Hawaiian koa, but it's been illegal since 1978 or something. But it's still koa. What else can I get you?
But that depends on the line, right? So you're talking about Heritage.
I can get you about 50 different. Yeah. Heritage only. I can get you about 50 different color finishes in Heritage. I can get you 2 different kind of distressed oak. We've got a pair of Lascalas right now that are distressed oak, but we paid extra to make it look nastier. So it's basically got these big giant knots in them that are like,
oh yeah,
huge.
So that costs extra to get the knots in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we've got several custom. We've somebody ordered burled walnut. I think Tony, what's his name, ordered burled walnut Heresy a few years ago. That was really cool. But yeah, the typical yeah, you're stuck with black or walnut with the reference. But yeah, hit me up for Heritage. We can do all kinds of cool stuff.
So with the reference and reference Premier, is it going to be just the black and the walnut?
Oh yeah, I mean, what else?
The oak and the walnut.
Now some white would be legit.
White would be awesome, right?
Was it Brian Stout who rapped on? That was pretty cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, he took a carbon fiber wrap and put on some reference Premier.
Oh, that's not the new Pearlescent. That's not homemade.
No. Yeah, it would have looked good though.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think they do. Maybe they would benefit for some more colors for their regular line, like a cherry, a white for sure. A white for sure.
Well, you would think.
Or is it because the copper? Would that clash with the copper? What do you think?
Well, I can tell you that gloss white is typically not very popular. In the right room, it's great, but like it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't make sense from a manufacturing standpoint to make a whole bunch of them. So
yeah, there you go.
But I like them. Obviously, I have them in my place.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I always wanted a white speakers, man. Like Stormtrooper setup.
Oh, I've seen solid white rooms with solid white speakers. Oh, it's sharp.
Yeah, legit. No kids. You got no kids and no dogs.
I think white makes sense if you have like on-wall speakers and you have a white wall. Kind of it blends in a little bit better.
Yeah, no, definitely. SBS has those with their prime elevations.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's
exactly. That's what I had on mine. I had the white prime elevation. I'm like, oh, it looks better than the speakers I had before that were black. So.
And even though the Focal Dome Flax that I have, they also come in white because they're wall mountable and all that kind of stuff. So,
if anybody is looking for some white Pearlescent, I have some S7Ts ready to go. I can ship out tomorrow.
Damn,
let's do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll shoot you my address right after this.
Just shoot me those card digits.
I wish, man. Yeah. Oh man. Make sure we got to go pretty soon, but make sure to listen to the audio only version of the podcast at anchor.fm/daily HiFi, and you can actually play the podcast on any podcasting service of your choice.
Yeah.
So there's that, and we'll be in the after show. So if you want to join, make sure to become a patron at patreon.com/daily HiFi. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Corey, for joining us. And Chana,
thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. I mean, this is all just literally. Hold on, I'm gonna see the text message so I can get a timeline here. Let's see here.
Because I'm about to get ready to go get my.
It was like this was last minute. This is like 2:30. I mean, we could, if I bring a microphone and a couple of headphones, we can do the show at the Westin if you want to be on camera. This is at 2:26 today. So literally, this was like a last minute kind of thing. So, Corey's a good sport. So
yeah, thank you, Corey.
Thank you so much for jumping on here. There was something I did want to. Steven,
hang up for a second though. Don't leave.
Yeah, I'm not gonna jump out. A DJ mix in Atmos or Oro 3D would be nice in the future. So I can actually do this now, but I'd have to do it all in the software. Meaning I couldn't like manually, like I would DJ normally, two tracks right into a mixer. I would have to do it in Logic, meaning
you get some latency. It'll throw you off probably. Because if you try to run it live through the Oro up mixer or something like that, I feel like you'd probably I don't know if that'll throw you off or not.
Like if I make a song in Atmos that's like 3 minutes long and another one, I just have to open both songs into. If I want to do an Atmos DJ mix of, let's say, 15 minutes in length, I need to have all the songs that I want inside the one project in Atmos, and then I could actually take melodic elements of each song and mix them through different speakers, through the same speakers, and make it a mix, a DJ mix that way. But nothing live right now.
So let's do this. If I am planning on doing something local here in Southern California, where basically I have too much stuff. I have too much stuff in the garage, and I told you, John, I'm like, I need to get rid of all the big old speakers, all kinds of stuff, projector screen, all kinds of stuff that I've had from, previous moves. I'm almost happy that the storage unit did burn down because I would have had twice as much stuff as I have now. But yeah, I figure, you know what? Maybe I'll put together a little local event here. Just because I like all you guys, but I don't really want everybody coming to my house, So set up a thing, I'll bring the stuff, make an offer on the stuff. I just need it. I need to make room to be able to do more reviews.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, maybe we can make an event out of it. Maybe I can set up some speakers, show some magic beans, give you guys an experience. Maybe we can we're going to have fun for sure. Connor, maybe we could DJ. Maybe we could set up a DJ setup with Oro. What if you went? No. What if you just upmix? What if you went?
I mean, yeah, you could
out into an AVR, turn on the up mixer, set up some speakers, and then just upmix. I don't know what it would do. I don't know an
upmix. Yeah, who knows what it's gonna sound like?
We could do it.
Who knows? We could do it. We could do it just for shits and giggles, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at Marv said Klipsch used to offer cherry color on lower models, but they look terrible.
The new walnuts do look better, especially with the copper woofers.
Oh yeah.
If you look at them side by side, it's like, yeah, walnut's the way to go. Ironically, everybody's scared of walnut. Like black is like considered to be safe, so most people get black, but yeah, walnut looks better.
I actually, what did I get? Somebody sent me, it was Martin Logan. They sent me some bookshelves in a cherry, and I was like, oh, this looks so good. Like I'm just buying black speakers the whole time. And I think my current speakers are black too. Yeah, they are. I would really kill for some whites.
What if they started sending speakers that were like just primer? Like, go ahead and just paint them. We got to set it up and just throw on some paint. And if it comes out bad, it's not our fault. You know what I mean? We set it up.
No, just slap on some more primer. They and then like the speaker grills could be like your paint cover things.
Not a horrible idea.
I was telling Chana earlier, last time I got to hang out with him, we shared a hotel room at CES 3 years ago.
A long time ago, 2018.
It was a while ago, but this guy works hard, and it looks like do. I'm just going through CES and some cool stuff, throw it all together. 4 o'clock in the morning, he's been like editing stuff for 6-8 hours straight just to get it out by the next morning. He's a machine. I just couldn't. That was the first time I ever seen anything like that. He's walking around with a 14 terabyte hard drive full of this stuff.
Something ridiculous. I mean, like I'm sure like I was just taking all the stuff to do this show here in the hotel room out of my backpack. I'm like, oh, Corey's probably used to seeing this.
No.
Is that what's in that CES you said?
Yeah, that was CES 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had that for a while.
Yeah, and it was the Luxor. I got a fucking random room at the Luxor, and I was only able to get in like Thursday, right? It was just the last 2 days. Wednesday, came in Wednesday, went to the show Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, I was in pajamas like the whole day, editing at that desk there. And Corey's taking pictures. He's like, I'm gonna post this on Twitter. Like, this is what hard work looks like. This guy's in his pajamas. It's 5 p.m. Yeah, he's been going since 9 in the morning. But
what's up.
But don't worry. That Saturday night, I partied it up. I had a friend from Mammoth that was here. We had a good old time. So you work hard, you play hard. So
that's right. Well, I'll let you guys go. I know you guys want to go downstairs, have a few drinks.
Yep.
So why don't you
do the outro. So big shout out and thank you to Corey for being a good sport and just jumping on the show here. And look at that. He just came to snowboard. So if you guys are coming to Mammoth to snowboard, hit me up. We'll
you'll be forced on the show.
Yeah, we'll get you on the show. Hopefully you know something about audio. Otherwise, it's gonna be
awkward. We'll put you on anyway.
Let's see what
I don't even care. Awkward's okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Totally fine. But thank you guys for hanging out and checking out the Daily Hi-Fi podcast. We do this every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Daily Hi-Fi YouTube channel. And if you are watching the replay, make sure you are here for the live show. Ask your questions. Sometimes we'll even have a call-in number. We should do call-ins next week. Oh wait, no, we got Ed.
We got it. Yeah,
we got it
another time. Make sure it all works.
But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. For those of you that are going to the after show, Joe will see you there.
Yep, I'll be there. But
maybe we'll
hang up after this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we gonna drink bourbon on YouTube?
I mean, I drink all kinds of shit on YouTube. But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And we will see you in the next one.
See ya. Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.